Hello, dear viewers, and welcome to the third and final episode of Customs Duty Decoded. Now, in the previous session, we have had learned about customs duty, how do you calculate the assessable value, and how to compute customs duty payable. Then we also solved a few problems on customs duty. In this final episode, we will look at problem solving, comprehensive problem solving on customs duty. So we will take a single problem and we will solve a problem on computation of assessable value and at the same time computation of customs duty as well. So let's look at the points that will be covered in this particular session. Now in this session, we are going to cover the format of computation of assessable value, format for computation of customs duty. We'll take one solved example and we will solve a problem as well. So let's look at the format for computation of assessable value. We have seen, we take the price of the goods as a starting point. Then we have these 5 items: commission other than buying commission, cost of packing, cost of material or services provided by the importer, royalty and license fees paid by the importer, that is to the exporter, and share in the sale price to the exporter. So when I add up these values to the purchase price, you get free on board value of goods. Then we add transportation and landing cost. That is, in case of sea transport, it is 20% of FOB value if it is not given. If the value is given, we take that value. In case of air transport, it is 20% of FOB value or the actual amount paid, whichever is less. If nothing is mentioned, then we simply take 20% of the FOB value. So in case of air transport, a comparison is done only when actual amount paid is given. So among the two, whichever is less, that will be added. Then we have cost of insurance. If it is given, the value has to be taken. If it is not given, then 1.125% of FOB value will be calculated as the cost of insurance. When you add up these three numbers, we get what is called as assessable value. Next, we will look at format for computation of customs duty. We prepare two amount columns. One is the amount for levy and another is duty payable. Assessable value is first written in the inner column. Then we calculate basic customs duty. It may be given 10%, 12.5, 20, 35, 30. So whatever rate is given, that will be calculated on assessable value. Same basic customs duty value will be written in the outer column. Then we will add up these and write it in the inner column. We name this as small a. The national calamity contingent duty will be calculated on this value A, that is assessable value plus BCD. So whatever is the rate given on, and that rate will be calculated on this particular value, will be recorded both in the inner as well as outer column. So you add up BCD, AV plus NCCD, you arrive at another value which we call it as B. Remember, this value are only for calculation. It doesn't add to the customs duty. BCD value is added, NCCD value is added. Then countervailing duty is calculated on this number B. That is sum of AV plus BCD plus NCCD put together. That is on this value. Countervailing duty is levied, written both in inner as well as outer column. So this will give us total duties. Total duties would mean BCD, NCCD, and CVD put together. Then social welfare surcharge at 10% on A. We call this as A. On this total value calculate. So very important point, social welfare surcharge is calculated on this A value and not on the assessable value. Then safeguard duty, if the value is given, we take that value. If percentage is given, we simply calculate it on the assessable value. Protective duty is also same. Value is given, take that value. If not given, percentage is given, calculate it on assessable value. Similarly, anti-dumping duty, usually the value will be given. If the value is not given, then we calculate it on the assessable value. So these are all special duties that we have. So putting together, we get total duties, including special duty, and we name this as letter capital B. Then we have IGST, which has to be calculated. Always IGST rate is calculated on the sum of assessable value plus the customs duty calculated so far. That is value B. So put together into IGST rate will give you IGST amount. Then GST compensation cess applicable only on sin goods, demerit goods, or luxury items. So it is assessable value plus B. So at the rate given, whatever is taken for calculation of IGST on that value, compensation cess rate will be applicable. And sum of these B, IGST and compensation cess put together is called total customs duty payable. Now, very important point that we have to understand is NCCD and CVD are not applicable in case of all items. NCCD are calculated on items which are outside the purview of GST. And also we have few more items like motor vehicle, multi-utility vehicles, then we have two-wheelers. CVD is purely calculated on items which are outside the purview of GST, tobacco and related products, crude oil, then those are the points that we have. Liquor is another example that it is beyond or outside the purview of GST. So NCCD and CVD is not calculated on all items. So items should be specific within this list. Only then we calculate these items. CVD is calculated on items, as I mentioned, which are outside the purview of GST. When you are calculating IGST amount, it is assessable value plus B value into IGST rate. When we are calculating compensation cess, IGST amount will not be taken in calculation. So compensation cannot be calculated on IGST amount. So IGST amount is nowhere included at the rate that is specified. So this is the format for computation of customs duty. Moving ahead, very important is points for problem solving. That is, what is the amount or what is the currency conversion rate that we should take, on which day we need to take. And second is about the rate of duty. So date for determination of exchange rate for the valuation of imported goods. The conversion of foreign currency into Indian currency shall be done at the rate of exchange prevailing on the date of presentation of the bill of entry. So when the exporter is presenting the bill of entry to the customs authority, what is the exchange rate on that date? That will be taken for calculation or computation of customs duty in Indian rupees. Now that rate must be declared by the CBIC, that is Central Board of Indirect Taxes and Customs. This is about the rate of determination, date for determination of exchange rate. Next, we'll talk about date for determination of rate of duty on the value of imported goods. Now, rate of duty application shall be the rate of duty as on either the date of presentation of the bill of entry or the date of arrival of the vessel or the aircraft. So date of arrival of the vessel or the aircraft, whichever is later, whichever is the last, whichever is the latest, that date will be considered, and what is the rate of duty on that date, that will be considered for calculation. Let's take an example. Date of presentation of bill of entry is 18th August, BCD rate is 20%, and exchange rate is $1 equal to 75.50. Date of arrival of the vessel is 23rd August, BCD rate is 22%, and exchange rate is $1 equal to 77. So on the date of presentation of bill, exchange rate is 75.5. On the date of arrival of the vessel, the exchange rate is $1 equal to rupees 77. Let us assume both these rates are given by CBIC, Central Board of Indirect Taxes and Customs. Now, for our calculation, what are we supposed to take? Date for determination of exchange rate will be the date on the rate of exchange prevailing on the date of presentation of the bill of entry. So on the date of presentation of bill of entry, the exchange rate is 75.50. So for currency calculation, 75.50 will be taken. Exchange rate will be taken as on the date of presentation. That is of the bill of entry, 18th of August, 75.50. But when it comes to rate of determination, date of determination for rate of duty, at that time, either the bill presentation date, bill of entry presentation date, which is 18th August, or arrival of the vessel date, 23rd August, whichever is later. So if we calculate, 23rd August is the latest. And on that date, the BCD rate is 22%. So 22% will be taken as the basic customs duty rate for our computation. So BC rate will be taken as the date of arrival of the vessel, that is 23rd August, and the rate is 22% and not 20%. So for rate of exchange prevailing on the date of presentation of bill of entry, as far as rate of duty is concerned, bill of entry date or arrival of the vessel or the aircraft date, whichever is later, will be taken for our calculation. These are some important points that we need to be aware of when we are solving problems on customs duty. Let's look at a comprehensive problem now. We have an importer has imported raw material from America at a cost of $60,000. Other details are as follows. Goods were packed for which packing charges were charged $5,000. Goods were sent in returnable containers $3,200, of which price of returnable containers was $2,000. Insurance charges $250, air freight charges $4,000. Importer had paid commission to broker in America who arranged the transaction, that is $500. Rate of exchange as specified by CBIC is $1 equal to 75. Customs duty is 12.5. GST levied on such material in India is 18%. Calculate assessable value and customs duty payable. Now this is the point. Let's look at the solution. Computation of assessable value. Cost of, first we have only one rate given. Rate of exchange given is $1 equal to rupees 75 is given. So there is no comparison. We have only one value. So cost of raw material imported, we prepare two columns. One is the dollar column, another one is the rupees column. Computation of assessable value. So cost of raw material imported is 60,000 US. So multiplied by 75, conversion is 45 lakhs. Then we have importer had paid commission who arranged the transaction, that is $500. So multiplied by 75, you get 37,500 rupees. Then we have packing charges excluding returnable containers. Returnable container cost is $2,000. Total is 3,200. So 1,200 is excluding returnable containers. That value has to be taken. Returnable container value must not be included. It must be excluded. So 1,200 into 75 will give you 90,000 rupees. Then we have insurance charges, air freight charges. Then we have rate of exchange. That's all you have. So free on board value in dollars is 61,700. In rupees, it is 46,27,500. Then we have air freight charges is given $4,000. So since the landing and transportation cost is through air, either we take $4,000 or we take 20% of FOB value. 61,700 is FOB value into 20% works out to 12,340. Among the two, whichever is less. So $4,000 is less. So I record 4,000 here. Multiplied by 75 in Indian rupees, it will be 3 lakh. So 3 lakh is the cost of landing and transportation. Then you have cost of insurance. It's given $250. So $250 multiplied by 75 will give you 18,750. So when you total in dollars, it is 65,750. Multiplied by 75 is 49,31,250. So that will be the assessable value. Let's look at the customs duty payable. So as usual, first I record assessable value 49,31,250 in the inner column. Then customs duty given is 12.5%. So add basic customs duty 49,31,250 into 12.5% is 6,16,406. I write the same number in the outer column, 6,16,406. Nowhere NCCD, CVD, or any other special duties is mentioned. So I total 6,16,406. That is the value. On that, I calculate social welfare surcharge at 10%. This is compulsory whether given or not given. And this 10% is calculated on 6,16,406. So it is 61,641. It's 40.6. Approximated to 641. Then I add this value 6,16,000 plus 61 is 6,78,047 is the value, and it's A. We don't have a B over here because special duties nothing is mentioned, so we treat it as capital A. Then IGST is levied at 18%. So IGST at 18% on assessable value, that is 49,31,250 plus A value, that is 6,78,047. So if you total, you get around 49, 50, 55, 56,900 and 56,9,297 is the value. So on that at 18% if we calculate, we get 10,09,673. And total A value plus IGST amount will be 16,87,720. That will be the customs duty payable. So you can calculate these values. You will get it very easily. Let's solve a problem now. Let's take this example now. An importer has imported a luxury car from Germany whose invoice prices is euro 52,000. Other details are as follows. Freight from Germany to Indian port is euro 1,500. Insurance is 500 euros. Design and development charges paid to consultancy firm in Germany, 6,000 euros. The importer has also spent an amount of 12,000 in India for installation of the machinery. Royalty payable is 10,200 euros. Share in the sale price is 2,050 euros. Commission paid is 200 euros. Rate of exchange as specified by CBIC, 1 euro equal to 95. As specified by RBI, 1 euro equal to rupees 97. So our point is we'll be taking the CBIC value, which is 1 euro equal to rupees 95. Then customs duty payable 20%. This is a luxury car. So the product or the item which is imported is a luxury car. So NCCD is leviable 5%. Then productive duty at 12% is mentioned. IGST payable is 28% and GST compensation cess is 40%. We need to find the customs duty payable. So let's understand the customs duty payable. Let's solve this particular problem. Let's solve this particular point. Okay. So we'll take cost of luxury car. So as it is mentioned right here, cost of luxury car in euros is 52,000. So 52,000 euros. And we have exchange rate CBIC dollar is 95 rupees. So I've written exchange rate 1 euro equal to rupees 95. So 52,000, if you multiply with 95, that will give us 49,40,000. So 49,40,000 will be the value. Then we have commission paid in euros. We have 200 euros. So we take 200 into 95, the exchange rate, that would be 19,000. Then we have freight from Germany to Indian port, insurance, that is after FOB value. We have design and development charges paid to consultancy firm in Germany. Any design and development charges paid outside India must be included in computation of assessable value. So in euro, it is 6,000. Multiply that with the exchange rate, that is 95. That will give you 5,70,000. So 5,70,000 will be the euro value. Next, we have royalty paid. Royalty paid is 10,200 euros. So put together, we will get a value 10,200 into 95. 10,200 into 95 will work out to 9,69,000. 9,69,000 will be the value. Then share in the sale price is given 2,050 euros, 2,050 euros. So 2,050 euros multiplied by 95. 2,050 into 95 will give you 1,94,750. So 1,94,750. So we have taken design and development charges, royalty payable, share in the sale price, commission is taken. Importer has spent an amount of 12,000 in India for installation of machinery. Very important point. Any expenses incurred after the goods reach the place of importation is not to be included in the assessable value. So installation charges, transportation charges from the port to the factory, all these are not to be included in the assessable value. So total of this, if I total euros, now totaling the euro column is not compulsory, but still since all values are available, we will take it. So 52,200, 6,000 euro, 10,200 euro, and 2,050 euro. That will be 70,450 euros. Multiply it by 95, we will get 66,92,750. 66,92,750. We will just total it once again. 49,40,000 plus 19,000 plus 5,70,000 plus 9,69,000 plus 1,94,750. 66,92,750 will be the value. Next, we are given with cost of landing and transportation. Cost of landing and transportation is given. Now it's given freight from Germany to Indian port, euro 1,500. Now it's not mentioned that is through air transport. So we will take the value as it is. Assuming sea transport itself, air transport, the word air transport has to be given. Only freight is given. Mode of transportation is not mentioned. So we will take as it is 1,500. That will be the cost of transportation and landing. Value is given. So we take 1,500 into 95. That will give you 14,25,000. 14,20,500 into 95 will give you 1,42,000. 1,42,500 will be the value. 1,42,500 will be the value. Then you have insurance. Insurance is also given 5,000 euros. So I take it's 500 euros. So 500 into 95. That will give you 47,500. 47,500. So in euros together, it is 70,450 plus 1,500 plus 500. That will give you 72,450 euros. If you multiply it by 95, that will be 68,82,750. We'll just add up 66,92,750 plus 142,500 plus 47,500 will give you 68,82,750. So that will be the assessable value in Indian rupees. Now, computation of customs duty payable. First, as usual, I record the assessable value. 68,82,750 is recorded in the inner column. 68,82,750 is recorded in the assessable value column. Then what is mentioned? Customs duty payable is 20% is given. So BCD at 20% is given. So we will calculate 68,82,750 into 20%. 68,82,750 into 20% will give you 13,76,550. 13,76,550. I record the same number here in the outer column. 13,76,550. That will be the value. So I just total this because there is NCCD also specified. So total of this 13,76,550 plus 68,82,750 will be 82,59,300. 82,59,300. Then we are given with NCCD at 5% is given. So if you want, we can call this number as A. This can be mentioned as A. So NCCD is given at 5% on A, small a. So that will be 82,59,300 into 5%. So 82,59,300 into 5% will be 4,12,965. So I'll record here 4,12,965. 4,12,965. 4,12,965. So this will be the value. Now we don't have to total this 8259 because there is no countervailing duty. As I mentioned, countervailing duty is leviable on items which are outside the purview of GST. Now, since it's a luxury car, cars are within the purview of GST in Indian as well, multi-utility vehicles and all. So we will add up these numbers: 4,12,965 plus 13,76,550. That will be 17,89,515. So we get 5, 11, 10, 15, 1, 7, 8, 9, 7, 8, 17,89,515 is the value. We can call this as the letter capital A. We can call this as A. We'll call this as A. So it is calculated on A value. It is calculated on A value. 10% of 1,17,89,515 will be 1,78,952. It will be 1,78,951.5. So approximated to 1,78,952 into 10%. 1,78,952 we get. So if I add up 1,78,952 plus 17,89,515, that will give me 19,68,467. So 19,68,467 will be the value. So you can, then we have protective duty at 12% is given. So protective duty is mentioned at 12%. When percentage is given, we always calculated it on assessable value. So it is calculated on assessable value. So it will be 68,82,750 into 12%. So it will be 68,82,750. That is the assessable value into 12%. That will be 8,25,930. So if the value is given for special duty, be it protective duty, safeguard duty, anti-dumping duty, we take the value. If percentage is given, at that time, this percentage is always calculated on assessable value. So it is always calculated on assessable value. So let's be very clear. So we will total this now. This is, we can call it as total duties. Total duties in bracket I write including special duties. Including special duties. So we add up, you get 8,25,930 plus 19,68,467. When you add up, you get 27,94,397. 27,94,397 is the total. So 19, 20, 27, 27 lakh 80, 88, 93, 94, 300. Yes, 94, 397 is the value. Next, we have IGST payable is 28%. So this is at IGST, you add 28% on assessable value plus B. You can name this value as B. You can name this value as B. It's B. So assessable value plus B. we can take the total. We will have this as assessable value is 68,82,750 plus B value is 27,94,397 into 28%. So 68 lakh 82,750 plus 27 lakh 94,397. So I will add that 68, 82, 750 will be 96 lakh 77,147 into 28% will give you 27 lakh 9,601. So 27 lakh 9,601. Similarly, we have GST compensation cess. GST compensation cess is also calculated. Since it's a luxury car, it's a luxury product, so GST compensation cess is leviable, and the rate given is 40% on AV plus B. That is the same value that we have taken as far as our IGST calculation is concerned. Or IGST calculation is concerned. We will show the calculation. We have 68 lakh 82,750 plus we have B value is 27 lakh 94,397 into 40%. So once again, I total 68 lakh 82,750 plus 27,94,397 is 96,77,147 into 40% will give you 38 lakh 70,859. 38 lakh 70,859. And total customs duty payable will be 38,70,859 plus 27 lakh 09,601 plus 27,94,397. It will be 93,74,857. Okay, we'll take that value 27,94,397 plus 27,09,601 plus 38,70,859. So total will be 93,74,857. So 93,74,857 will be the customs duty payable. So this is how we are going to calculate the assessable value and the customs duty payable. So let's look at it quickly. 52,000 euros, exchange rate is 95 as specified by the CBIC, Central Board of Indirect Taxes and Customs we take. So we multiply all these numbers with 95. Totaling the euro column, foreign currency column is not compulsory. It is optional. So if you're interested, you can do that. So we get FOB value of goods. Now importer spent 12,000 in India for installation of machinery is not to be included because this is the expenses incurred after the goods reach the place of importation. Then rest of the items, design and development charges are incurred outside India, consultancy firm in Germany, royalty payable, share in the sale price are all to be considered. So when you add up all those, we arrive at free on board value in euro, in rupees. Then transportation, freight is given. Freight is mentioned from Germany to Indian port, 1,500 euros. Mode of transport is not mentioned. So assume it is sea. So we take as it is the value given. 1,500 is given, multiplied by 75 in rupees conversion. Then cost of insurance is also given 500 euros. So 47,500 will be the value. So when you total these numbers, FOB, cost of landing and transportation, and cost of insurance, we arrive at assessable value. When it comes to computation of customs duty, these both columns are in rupees. This column is in rupees column. So let there be no confusion at all. It's a rupees column. As far as a calculation of customs duty is concerned. So that is the rupees column that we have. Then we have assessable value, which is 6882,750. 6882,750 is the value. Then BCD value is given at 20%. Customs duty payable is 20% is given. So we take 20% of assessable value. We are at 1376,550. We write the same number in the outer column. Then we total this, we arrive at 82,59,300. Then there is NCCD at 5% given because it's a luxury product which is imported. So NCCD is applicable. So 82,59,300 into 5% is 412,965 in rupees. I write the same NCCD value in the outer column. So when we total, there is no CVD. CVD is not applicable on luxury car. So 17,88,89,400,515 will be the value. Then we add social welfare surcharge on this value A. So 10% of this is 1,78,951.5 approximated to 952. So I total this, we get 19,68,467 is the value. Then there is protective duty at 12% is given. So when percentage is given, always calculated on assessable value. So 6882,750 into 12%. So 8,25,930 is the protective duty value. There is no anti-dumping duty, no safeguard duty. So I add these. So it will be 27,60,70,80, 88, 93, 94,397 will be the value. This is total duty including special duty. We name this as B. Then we have IGST payable is at 28% and it's always calculated on assessable value plus B. So assessable value is 68,82,750 and B value is 27,94,397. Multiplied by 28%, you get 27,09,601. Then we have GST compensation cess at 40% because this is a luxury item. So compensation cess is applicable on same total. For calculation of GST compensation cess, IGST amount is not taken. So 68,82,750 plus 27,94,397 into 40% will give you 38,70,859. So when you add up 27, 27, 38, you add up these three numbers, B, IGST amount and GST compensation cess, we get a total 7, 8, then 17, 1, 10, 15, 5, 1, 3, 4, 10, 18, 8, 1, 5, 9, 10, 14, 4, 1, 9, 10, 17, so 7, 1. So 7 plus 1 is 8 plus 5 is 15 plus 8 is 23, 3, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So customs duty payable is 93,74,859. I hope this problem, comprehensive problem on computation of assessable value and customs duty is payable. So that's all we have in this particular session. So if you would like to connect with me, you can always connect with this particular number and the mail ID right here. So thank you for your patient hearing. And if you have liked the video, do share with the students and teachers who are learning this particular subject. So until we come out with the new series, thank you till then. So thank you once again.